Dow Jones price prediction and technical analysis. By the way, Dow Jones is also known as US30, and we'll start off this analysis on the monthly chart and work our way all the way down to about the H4 chart. And to recap, the last time we spoke about this index, we had mentioned that we have this level over here, which, as you guys know, is a very strong level of support. To add to this, we also have this pattern over here, which is an inverted head and shoulders pattern, where we have the left shoulder there, the head here, and this would be the right hand shoulder. And again, we want to see the market come back to that level, and we said that at that point is where a lot of institutions will be looking to move the market further up, right? Let me just actually add my level of support, and just remember that support and resistance are areas and not so much lines like I have here. Just keep that in the back of your mind. Anyway, from here, let's head down to the weekly chart. And on the weekly chart, we can see that at this point in time, the market has given us what seems to be a double top, with this side being the first leg and this area here being the second leg. And it has, as you guys can see, a neckline around that point somewhere. And because the structure started here, ideally we want to see the market actually move further down to close pretty much in line with where it had started, as you guys can see, right? However, having said that, just bear in mind that we also have, as I said, this area over here, and this area is the neckline of that inverted head and shoulders pattern that I spoke about on the monthly chart, right? So chances are we may see the market actually from this level actually move further down to around that point. And at this point, we may potentially look for buy opportunities. However, having said that, just keep in mind that we also have this pattern, as I said, and we may see the market actually move further down, right? As I said, we have this pattern over here, and it is a bearish engulfing candlestick pattern, and it serves as confirmation that indeed we may see a drop of sorts, and at the very least expect the market, just based on the weekly chart, to at least reach this level over here, which is where we have the neckline, as I said, of this double top, right? Another thing that tells me that we may potentially see the market move at least to around this level is that we have this candlestick over here, and as you guys can see, what it is a bearish candlestick which has quite a small body and a very long lower wick, which, as you guys know, tells us that at the bottom where that wick ends, we have a lot of money stuck there, and that money is liquidity. And as I always say, the market will always go to where the money is or where the liquidity is, right? So there is plenty of scope at this point in time for the market from where it is actually to move further down to around this level at the very least, right? And that is because, number one, remember guys, as I said, we have this double top, right? Number two, we actually have this candlestick pattern over here, which is a bearish engulfing candlestick pattern. Number three, we also have this level over here, which is also the neckline of that double top. Number four, we have this candlestick, which is carrying a lot of money at that point, right? So there is plenty of scope for the market from where it is to actually move further down to around that level to actually trigger that liquidity, right? Anyway, let's proceed. I'm just going to add my neckline very quickly of that double top. Just bear with me. There we go. And then from here, I'm just going to head down to the daily chart. Let's have a look, daily chart. Here we are on the daily chart. And again, just to recap, guys, remember that on the weekly chart, we spoke about how price had given us this pattern over here, which is a double top, and we said that we may potentially see the market from this level move all the way to here, which is where we have the neckline of this pattern, right? To add to that, we also spoke about how we have the candlestick over here that is carrying all of that liquidity, and that we may potentially actually see the market move further down to grab that liquidity. In addition to, if I can just zoom out again, in addition to this area as well, which is a very strong level of support, and the neckline of that inverted head and shoulders pattern that we spoke about on the monthly chart, right? Anyway, here we are on the daily chart, and in regards to the daily chart, I'm just going to start off by adding my daily channel, and let's have a look. There goes my daily channel, more or less. There we go, and we can see that for the most part we are still in an upward trending market. To add to this, what else do we see, guys, in regards to the daily chart? Just to zoom out again, as much as we have this double top over here, just keep in mind that the market had also given us this overextended W structure, which also has a neckline at that level, more or less, right? And just like with double tops, whenever we have these W structures, as I always say, ideally we want to see price breaking to the upside and then in the future come back to the level to give it a test, and at that point is where we would look for further buy opportunities, especially if the level actually aligns with any key numbers that align with Fibonacci, right? Anyway, there goes our neckline, and so far as things stand, we haven't had a test of that neckline, and let's just utilize Fibonacci. Let's have a look. So there goes our Fibonacci tool, and it seems as though we actually do have the neckline aligning with, we could say, the 61.8% Fibonacci retracement level, right? So this means that your price from where it is move all the way down to here, we may potentially at this level see the market move further up, right? As much as, let me just actually delete this, as much as we have, remember, this double top, and I said that we may potentially see the market move to this level, right? Again, guys, what I'm doing right now is just speculating, and I'm showing you some of the possible outcomes that we may need to prepare for. And yeah, let's continue. What else do we see, guys, at this point? At this point, I don't see much. I'm just gonna head down to the H4 chart. Here we are on the H4 chart, and to recap, remember, guys, that on the daily chart we spoke about how we now have this pattern which has a neckline there, and that we may potentially see the market come back to this level, and at this level is where we may again see the market move further up, right? However, having said that, ideally I would love to see price come back to that level at the very least, right? But here we are on the H4 chart. What do we see on the H4 chart? On the H4 chart, we can see that the market had given us here a head and shoulders pattern which had a neckline more or less at that level, and again we saw price breaking to the bottom side of that neckline, heading back to the neckline to test it, and at that point again we saw the market actually move further down, right? Let me just add my neckline for that structure. There we go, there we go, there we go. Not only is that neckline a neckline for that head and shoulders pattern, but it's also a very strong level of resistance, and if it does happen, right, we may potentially see, you know, price come back to that level again, and at that level we may again see the market move, you know, further down, right? But what else do we see? I don't see much really in regards to the H4 chart. I'm just gonna add my channel as well to show you that as far as the H4 chart goes, we are in a downward trajectory, right? But just bear in mind that on the daily chart we are still in an upward trending market. But in as far as potential buy or sell opportunities, at this point in time I really don't see any. Having said that, guys, remember that we have, as I said, this pattern over here, which is a head and shoulders pattern. This would be the left shoulder, this would be the head, and this would be the right hand shoulder. There's a neckline there, and the pattern, in my very humble opinion, I would say started here, right, somewhere. So ideally I would love to see the market actually move all the way down to around here to, as I said, close pretty much in line with where it has started, right? However, as much as I'm saying this, it doesn't always happen that these patterns close in line with where they've started, and we may possibly see the market from where it is currently actually move all the way up to that level to retest that level again, or to test this channel over here and then only potentially move further down, right? However, as things stand, I don't see any actual opportunities at this point in time. I don't see any actual opportunities. What I would do right now, in as far as looking for opportunities go, is I would wait for price to actually, at the very least, move to this level potentially, and at this level is where I may look for potential sell opportunities, and that is because we have this channel over here, right? But in closing, and just to go back to the daily chart, and let's just zoom in closing, I really expect the market to, at the very least, come down to this level. which is where we have the neckline right over here of this W structure.